films or sequels. I think I can speak for all of us when I say that you've heard how fun how much fun we had shooting the project, how close we were
hacer esta película y lo cercanos que estábamos con el director.
I think we're all very, very enthusiastic and we would love to be part of this sequel. Now, where that goes or when that happens is yet to be determined, but the positivity and the optimism and the love of this project is definitely there, and I know that for us, we'd love to put one together again for you and the rest of the team. Thank you.
And to answer the most important portion of your question, can we straddle in the seats? Was that the part? I tried to straddle in the seats. I think I was successful one time.
Ludilin, martial arts, he's good. Look at this, look at this! Woo! Oh my god!
Ow!
No.
No me gusta.
I mean, guys, we get it.
Well, Zach, he's sort of an outsider. I think a lot of teenagers feel that way from time to time. I think every teenager, actually, not just every teenager, every single person in a way feels like that from time to time. And I made Zach this character from my past experience as well, because I moved him to a lot of places since childhood, and then each time I have to make new friends or learn new language or adapt to new culture, I feel like I'm on the outside. And then when you're on the outside, you look at some people, you don't understand why they're teasing you or bullying you. You feel like they're very perfect. But in the end, like Zach, he seems like a very cool guy, but now that you guys have seen the movie, truthfully, he's dealing with some very serious problems himself. So for myself, I made Zach not to show the cool guys to know that, oh, you're very cool, I'm very cool, so we can relate. I wanted Zach to be a certain way because I wanted to relate to the little kids that are being bullied, to show them that although this guy who seems very, very cool on the outside, who likes a lot of stimulating things, who likes fun, who's afraid of nothing, but in the end, he's seriously afraid and insecure of something. So nobody's perfect. Just be yourself, and once you can confront that, you can truly feel good and make some new friends.
I think for me, the theme of, doing something that you regret, we've all been there. And for Kimberly, she obviously at the beginning of the movie, she does something she regrets. And I think that in school, especially for girls, right? Girls can be mean to girls, and or I'm sure we've all had something mean said about us. And I think that that's really important to think about. And I guess social media and cyberbullying, all of these things that are going on in 2017 for kids nowadays. And I think that it's about how Kimberly learns from her mistake and how she kind of goes from there. And I think that's kind of what it teaches. And also teaches, I think, young kids as well and girls in school that, that girl that's being mean to you, they're probably insecure themselves. And I think hopefully it will just show that, that's not who Kimberly is. She's not a mean person. She's just as insecure as the next person. And I think that hopefully, girls have learned that supporting each other is way better than tearing each other down. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for all of us, that's such a great question. Because in this film, we're all so imperfect. But I think that's a reflection of real life, and that's what makes the film true and organic in a sense about becoming an age process, I guess. Jason is fundamentally fluid, and he doesn't know what he wants to do with his life. He doesn't know where he's going. I remember being that age when I was 17, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just trying to get through high school. I had dreams and aspirations, and he struggles with the relationship with his father, which I think is tough. A lot of people struggle with relationships with their parents, so that's also. And then he's thrown in a situation where he needs to be leading a team of individuals that he doesn't know, and that's why I always talk about this publicly as an ensemble piece. You know, because it isn't just about this, it's about how the five of us come together and help each other, but it's also how we can overcome being that reluctant leader of the group. So without going into too much detail, I think it's just interesting for all of us, because it's an expose on what it is becoming of age, you know, that we're all about to go through what we've all been through. And that's, yeah, it's quite, it's touching to me at least, to see that.
For Trini, I think something really interesting about her is when you first meet her, you kind of feel like she hates everybody and she wants nothing to do with anyone. And I guess you can say, yeah, prefiere estar sola. Pero es que ella todavía está descubriendo cosas de ella misma y conociendo a ella misma. And when you don't know who you are, it's hard to connect with people and it's hard to look at someone and be like, yeah, this is who I am. Wait, this isn't who I am. And so she's kind of in a constant struggle of finding who she is and her identity. And I feel like as far as feeling alone, that's something that I related to Cine on a lot of levels. Yo empecé mi carrera a los 9 años y yo nunca he parado de trabajar. Y todos piensan, estás en un cuarto lleno de tanta gente, ¿cómo es que puedes sentir sola? Y sí, porque la gente está mirando el show, están escuchando la música, están mirando la película, pero ellos no saben quién eres. They don't know who you are. They don't know how you're doing. And so that feeling of being alone felt very familiar, and that's how I kind of connected to Cine.
Very serious character, as you guys should know. But it's just like that goofiness and that wholeheartedness and that slight wittiness that comes up with Billy came from deep places of RJ, you know. And then some of the back thoughts that makes Billy's stories happen to me personally. So, you know, I'm really connected to this character to the point where it's like I'm a lion and, you know, Billy's my cub, so don't touch my cub and type thing, you know. But it's really cool, and plus I feel like this movie really, it shows somebody, you know, for everybody, really, you know. And you can connect to somebody in this movie, whether it's a ranger or it's a, you know, a day player that was on the movie, or it's one of our amazing, you know, like co-stars. It's somebody always that can relate to somebody in this movie, and that really feels good because it's like so much imperfection in just life in general, right? And this is the first superhero movie that I feel like shows that imperfection, you know, not just the cliche imperfection. Oh, they don't have anyone, they're a lone ranger, they're so strong. Like, no, they're not strong. Calm down, okay? They need other people, you know, and that's something that I feel like is really cool about the Power Rangers, is that it shows that you need friends to do greatness. You know, we do, as human beings, single human beings, we're amazing, right? But together, we're untouchable, you know, we're unbreakable, and that's what I feel like this movie shows a lot.
Thank you. Hello guys, I just wanted to ask, why a PG-13 rated movie when the average moviegoer is going to think of Power Rangers as a family rated movie?
Can you please repeat the question?
Why is it a PG-13 movie and it being a family movie?
Yeah.
And not kind of just general? I mean, to answer the question, I think our generation is very smart, and I think kids are very educated on what's going on and just very aware, more so than then. O sea, yo también tengo una familia muy grande y yo creo que yo puedo llevar a mis primos chiquititos, a mis hermanos, a mis papás, hasta a mis abuelitos. Yo creo que sí es una película para todos, aunque dice PG-13, I think it's a rating just because we have to put ratings, but I do think it's an everyone movie.
Well, can I actually add something? Because I think I'm really happy that it's PG-13, because that means your parent has to take you to go see the movie. They have to be there, because I met a grandma in an interview, and her kids grew up on the Power Rangers. They're like in their 30s, right? So her kids love the Power Rangers. We love that the movie's coming back. And then now that all the Power Rangers, like 831 episodes, is on TV for a TV series, her grandkids have fallen in love with the Power Rangers, seeing it on, you know, Netflix or whatever TV channel it is. So she bought all the DVDs to her house so she can get the grandkids to come over and play. It's not like candy anymore, right? It's something that's better for you, just sitting there and watching the Power Rangers, watching superheroes fight evil together. So with a rating like that, I can see like the grandmother bringing the parent and then the kids, like 3 generations of fans going to see the Power Rangers, and I can't imagine anything that's better than that.
I would just answer from an actor's standpoint that's old. I'm really old, y'all. Y'all might not know, so I'm old. But I think it's just one of those things where it could be a G-rated movie, right? It has the content to be a G-rated movie. But usually when adults and us, like grown people, we see G-rated, we're not going to go see it because we're like, oh, that's for kids, you know? So I think it was a smart like move on you know, the head honcho's parts to make it a PG-13 movie, because then it's like, all right, it has the possibility to be for me and also for my kids.
But there are some very serious issues in the movie, but I think no matter what age you are, you're going to take away something. It depends on how much you take away. Everybody's different.
Hey you guys, welcome to Mexico. I got 2 questions. If you had a chance to reshoot one scene, which one would it be and why? And the other one is for Becky. Do you think that, crees abiertamente, te lo pregunto, que esta Trini es gay?
La cosa es que ella también lo sabe. Y yo creo que eso es algo muy real. I think when you're discovering who you are, there's a lot of different things that you go through. And Trini's always been on her own. She hasn't been able to have any relationships with anybody, let alone been able to call a place home or comfortable enough to talk to her parents. So she's dealing with these issues by herself, so she hasn't even had time to figure these things out. So I would say she's confused. Maybe.
Absolutely. Right, reshooting one scene. Oh, that's a difficult question. I mean, I'm going to go with the scene where we jumped across the chasm. That was amazing. Because we were in harnesses, and we had wires behind us, but we couldn't see the wires. So when we're running, like for the first time, it feels like we're about to just fly and jump and just go for it, which was really scary. But the sun was shining, and that was the closest to flying. Because if I had a superpower, guys, I would fly. So that was the closest to flying that I've ever come, and it was amazing. I could do that over and over again.
I would say that's the one scene I would reshoot as well, not because of performance thing or like an issue or anything. I feel like just because it was so fun and so thrilling and scary, and it was like I actually feel like a superhero. Yeah.
I think my favorite scene like that I would like to reshoot would probably be me getting blown up, right? It's only because I'm an adrenaline junkie, right? That's what me and Zach relate to each other. I love to be around things, you know, that scare me a little bit, or test the human condition. And so that scene shooting, it definitely tested the human condition, because you got these big old sand cannons shooting in your face and then fireworks going off, and it's just like, all right, I'm indestructible, you know, but it's fun.
I don't think I have a response. Reshoot the scene. What scene? There was some really nice moments we had on set. Whoever asked the question, hey buddy. Yeah, there's some really nice. We shot almost chronologically, right? So that the relationship that you see develop in the film, we were developing that repertoire over the 4.5 months that we shot. So by the time we get to the end of the film, and it's like the emotional scenes, and it's all crazy, you know, like people are dying and stuff's going on. That was really nice, because we'd like stand in a group and like grab each other's hands and like center ourselves and have a moment. And I don't know, it's kind of a whole journey, but yeah, it was good.
And for me, on 2 ends, definitely the cliff jump scene. That would be the fun one to reshoot. That should just be like a ride, an amusement park, actually, so we can just redo that over and over. It's called RJ's Zip Line. Registered trademark.
Mine will be born.
And then the other scene I would like to reshoot, that didn't actually get put in the movie, I think, it was because of chemistry, I think. On the last day of the shoot, I had the last scene. We're having a really long day, and then this is the last scene. One of the scenes in the Zords. who are hanging up in the Zord. I'm hanging about like 50 feet off the ground in this capsule, in the Zord capsule. And that was the last take, the last scene that we're going to wrap this movie on. And just hanging up there, I knew that when the director says, our director, Dean Israelite, when he says action and cut, that was going to be the last time. And then it was going to be over. We're going to wrap this movie up. And hanging from up there, I could see everybody that had participated on the crew, like about 200 people just looking at us, at me, shooting this one scene. And this scene is supposed to be the Zord going down and destroying final cut. I'm supposed to be celebrating. But looking at these people, I just knew that over 5 months of this shoot, every single person on this crew who had tons more experience than us had devoted 150% of their energy, of their time, of their spirit into this film. And at that time, when I was supposed to be celebrating, and Dean has said this before, he thought I was a man, but I just broke down crying. And I think at that moment it taught me what movie magic is, that so many people had devoted so much into this film. I just can't believe that doesn't convey across the audience. And I think sometimes that's what movie magic is. So that, I would like to reshoot that scene because I screwed up. That didn't happen.
Otra vez.
Siéntense. Van a piancar una. Saquen las fotos que quieran.
Grítale, güey, no vas a ocupar una foto, Marco. Marco. Dile, nada más ocupan una foto.
Nada más ocupan una foto. Quítame fotógrafos, por favor. Foto. Gracias, foto. Foto. Fotos. Foto. Ahora video.
Listo, fotos.
Falta video.
Para video.
Foto.
Siéntense. Sonrisa, colgate. Eso. Muy bien, eso.
¡Fuera!
¡Abajo, ahí para abajo!
¡Quítense! ¡Foto! ¡Foto!
Flash! ¡Abajo, por favor!
¡Ahí, llega! ¡Llega! ¡No!